What's up everybody, my name is Lutsama and I'm here to bring you Movie Night. Movie Night is a new series that I want to start about horror movies that you can watch with your friends. So the first movie I want to recommend is called Caveat. It's one of my favorites, it's one of the movies I always recommend to anybody. So it seems suited that it will be the first movie I review on this channel. And yes, let's just start with watching the movie.
Boys, let's get to it.
Caveat is a shit original, so are you European? Too bad. But are you European with a VPN? Still too bad. But are you a European with a VPN and a credit card? Congratulations! You can now watch Caveat sort of legally. However, still can't stream it to your Chromecast though, so you still kinda lose. Just Google when will Shudder come to Europe every week and cry because it will probably never happen. Also, I don't condone any illegal downloading for the record. Well, back to Caveat. Caveat is about a guy suffering from memory loss after an accident, undisclosed at first. An old friend of his, whom he can't remember, asks him to look after his niece. And this is not a normal babysitting job because his niece suffers from schizophrenia, which causes her to occasionally... By the way, this is Skip. She's a dog I'm babysitting. She loves to get attention, even more than eating. Fucking weird. Okay, let's go on. So this niece has a form of schizophrenia, which causes her to occasionally go in these catatonic states, so it's very dangerous for her to be alone. After he agrees, which is probably due to the 200 euros a day he'll be getting, he finds out that the house is stationed on a small island, but that's not the only surprise he'll be getting. This is the surprise.
I need you to put this on. Turn around, I'll strap you in.
I'm putting that on.
An instant no,
But that's what the
right?
problem is.
What first attracted me to this movie was the scary scenes that gave me the scary butterflies in my stomach. But after watching it a second time, I can pinpoint more accurately what made me remember this movie so fondly. There are almost no stupid choices. Well, except for this one. But I'm not screaming at my TV for the characters like, oh no, don't do that, that's fucking stupid. But really, I think this movie is very well written because it doesn't rely on any stupid choices for the movie to go forward. Furthermore, the atmosphere is great. So the house looks run down and grim and very claustrophobic. And also very dark a lot of the time. Here's a compilation of me squinting because I can't see anything. So a tip, watch this movie at night with the lights off instead of in a brightly daylight lit room like I have done just now. But not only did set gives a great atmosphere, but also the characters. I actually believe that they are living in this world. So if you like to feel claustrophobic and constantly alert to your surroundings, don't wait to watch this movie at movie night. Now that I'm done with the non-spoiler review, let's get to the spoilers. The movie starts with this girl walking around this rundown house with this creepy ass rabbit doll with drums. But it seems like it's guiding her somewhere. So it guides her down the basement and towards this closed off fireplace. She cuts it open and it seems like she found something hidden inside. Now the main character is introduced. So the main character meets with his friend, and his friend asks him to watch his niece for a few days. He tells him that the father of the niece died by suicide. He also tells him that the niece has some psychological problems, which makes her go in these catatonic states sometimes. He also tells him that her mother is missing. She's alone and he needs him to watch her for a few days. He asks how much, and he tells him 200 euros a day. And it seems too good to be true, am I right?
There's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a caveat. Oh my god, I was like right on time. So he agrees, and then they go to the house. So his first surprise is that the house is completely surrounded by water. It is stationed on a small island. The second surprise is this harness.
I need you to put this on. Turn around, I'll strap you in.
Like to this,
I'm
like
not putting that on.
an instant no,
I don't see what the
right?
problem is.
He tells him that the girl is like afraid to be attacked in her sleep, so he has to wear this harness so he won't be able to come into her room and she will feel safe. To make him put on the leash, as the main character calls it, they go to her room, and the uncle shows that she is harmless. So afterwards, he agrees to put the leash on. By the way, the leash has a key, and they put the key in Olga, which is the niece, Olga's room, and so the main character can't reach it. Another, by the way, it is very clear that the uncle does not give a shit about his niece. I mean, watch this. Good one, bro. So the uncle leaves and the main character starts walking around the house, looking around. Finds out he can't go to the bathroom. So he goes to pee outside, and that's where we find a dog. The dog's gonna die, isn't it? Please don't let the dog die. So he goes to sit there and looks at this picture of his and his friends, and this is where the first scary thing happens. So obviously, he thinks it's Olga. He thinks it's Olga. So on his way to her room, the intercom goes off, and it's some weird.
Hello?
But when he goes to Olga's room, she's still in a catatonic state. So, was it Olga? He decides to go to bed, but this painting keeps being creepy, so he can't sleep, and he decides to light up the fireplace. This is where he finds that creepy fucking rabbit. Not only that, but he also meets Olga, who, as you can see, is really paranoid. They start a conversation about her uncle, and he tells her that he can remember him, and also that he doesn't think they would actually be friends. He doesn't like him. In this conversation, Olga also talks about her parents. She talks about how her father is very claustrophobic, and that's why he killed himself, because he got locked in the basement and couldn't handle it. She also tells him that her mother was kind of crazy because she knew her father was claustrophobic and put him in the leash, the harness that the main character now is wearing, and that she swallowed the key and would wear it around her neck. Also, this scene is very interesting, but now, because now it doesn't say that much, but look at the circles she's drawing. Also, the girl gets a nosebleed, which she only gets in the catatonic states. I have a theory of what this scene means, but I'll talk about that later when we are further in the movie. This scene also doesn't make it very clear if the mom went missing before the dad died or the dad died before the mom went missing. It's not very clear, which only feeds my theory about the scene. So let's get back to it later. He hears shit in the basement, then he sits across from the creepy doll. That's a good spot. Looking right at that creepy fucking rabbit. The creepy doll starts drumming the drums again, but it seems like the drumming is a response to him. So he says hello, the drums start drumming. He asks who's there, the drum starts drumming. So it seems like someone is responding to him through the creepy rabbit doll. The creepy rabbit doll leads him down to the basement. This is where he finds the hole that Olga cuts in the fireplace. And when he looks through it, it's the mom, shot with like the arrows from the crossbow. So Olga already knows that her mom isn't missing anymore. So of course he doesn't trust this whole situation. So he finds a way to get to the phone in Olga's room, because there's only one phone and it's in her room. He also doesn't trust what she will do when she will get out of her catatonic state. So he locks her in her own room. Through an intercom, they talk to each other. Afterwards, she's like, "Oh, I'm trapped in my room." He tells her that he called her uncle. Like, "I know your mother is dead. I called him. He's on his way." But she tells him, "Oh, I didn't kill my mother. It was the uncle and her father that killed her mother. So now the uncle who did the deed knows that the main character knows." Or is she maybe lying? Who knows? So I think this scene is so funny because he is talking to Olga and he hears something behind him. So he looks around like, "Oh, is someone there?" And he is staring at that wall for so fucking long. So this is the scene, and I swear to you, I did not pause this. This is how long he's like looking behind his back.
Is there someone there?
It was a long stare. When he turns back around, Olga is wearing a red jacket that you can also see in the picture he's looking at the whole time. So this is his jacket, and she tells him that he is the one that killed her father. Well, actually, he's the one that locked her father in that basement, and that his uncle paid him to do it. But he can't remember it, and he can't believe that he would do anything like that. So they decide to call the uncle and ask him. And the uncle is like, "Yeah, he did it." The uncle also said that he wanted to call it off, but he was too late, that the main character had already locked the father in the basement. I don't trust him. And this is what I meant with great actors. I mean, this genuinely looks like a guy in great distress. She also asks him if anyone knows he's here.
If I don't come back.
Does anyone know you're here?
Say yes. So now, obviously terrified, he tries to look around for a way to get out. And eventually he thinks to go through the little hole in the wall again and grab the key from Olga's desk. However, when he reaches through, Olga is now not in a catatonic state. So she sees his hand and breaks his fingers. So that's nice. No! goes away to patch them up, he finds a picture of the mother in the newspaper and remembers that there's a key around her neck. And he knows exactly where that key is. So he found the key around the neck of the mother. He freed himself. Yay! But now all the lights get turned off. So he walks around the house and finds Olga in a catatonic state and puts the leash around her. Now he starts seeing flashbacks of the time he was asked to come to the house and lock the father in the basement. So while he did agree to it, he goes there, first writes down that the uncle wants him dead. So it seems that he doesn't actually want to go through with it, but he wants to warn the father. But he finds that the basement is already locked. When he goes down, because he hears some laughing coming from there, creepy. But as he goes down there, he looks around the corner and sees the father shot in the head with an arrow, but still alive. Being so scared, he runs away. He tells the uncle that he found him and the uncle went there. And the uncle then tells him that they found him there dead. But it seems not like you can trust him on his word. The uncle also shows him that he wrote down like, oh, the uncle wants you dead. So now he knows that he was ratting him out. Because of this, he wants to get rid of him. And this is how we find out the accident happened. He was drunk on a balcony and the uncle pushed him off the balcony. This also seems like the uncle planned him to go to the house and get in the harness for Olga to kill him, so he'll be out of the way. Because he also told Olga that it was his fault that her father died. In the meantime, in between flashbacks, Olga and the main character play cat and mouse. The main character has put Olga in the harness, so he knows the only place that she can go will be in her room. So he goes there, she goes there, she grabs the crossbow, she shoots him in the leg, he cuts off the arrow so he can still do stuff, and that's when he finds a secret passage through the wall in the bathroom connected to Olga's room. Turns out this hole in the wall, this secret passage, leads to the crawl space in between the walls. And this is where my favorite scene happens. The passage seems to lead to the place where the body of the mother is hidden. So he tries to get out by cutting the hole further open, like the ring hole. But this corpse keeps doing creepy things. Now Olga and the uncle get into the basement, so like a small wall separated from the main character. Also, the uncle is an asshole again. Watch this.
You really made a mess of this. I'm starting to think your mother was right. And you are a complete fucking idiot!
None of this would have happened if it wasn't for you.
You watch how you speak to me.
Sorry.
The uncle finds out that the main character is behind the little hole, but Olga doesn't trust the uncle anymore, so she fucking shoots him. Yeah. Olga locks the uncle in the basement, and the uncle tells the main character like, oh, come out and we'll work together to overthrow Olga. But as you can see, the little saw trying to cut open the hole further, the main character speaks through the intercom. This tells us that the one cutting out the hole further is not the main character. Who can it be? So the main character escapes. He frees the dog. The dog didn't die. Yes. And Olga stands in the opening of the front door and they share one last look before the main character leaves. I feel like they understand each other right now. So now about the scene I told you about that I would be getting back to. I think the mother is already dead in that scene. So the nosebleeds, Olga only gets them in the catatonic states. It seems like the mother is communicating with Olga mostly through the creepy rabbit doll. And the mother is like drawing the picture of what you can see with the little hole. So to me, it seems like that's what Olga is seeing. It's a spirit of the mother communicating with her. I could be wrong. It could be that the mother also had some sort of psychic future stuff going on. But this is my theory for that scene. I still really like this movie. Watching it a second time. The atmosphere is amazing. I love the characters. They act so well. And I really like how it's written. The scene where he finds, when he thinks that he has to get the key from the mother, I think that was really well thought out. Of course, I didn't show everything of the movie in this review, so I think you should still watch it for yourself. Also, the suspense is not there when I'm constantly talking through it, so please watch it, it's great. But yeah, I hope you'll have lots of fun with your friends or alone at movie night. Thanks for watching!